Well, it's January 15th, 2020. Welcome to AMA Air. Today we're going to give you some more updates on the FAA proposed rules for remote ID.
And we've got a new AMA Facebook group just for our members.
And you're also going to learn how you can get some money from the AMA. All that and more coming up today on AMA Air. Welcome back to AMA Air, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am Matt Ruddick.
And I'm Claire Aldenheisen.
Claire, how was your weekend?
Well, you know, I didn't do a whole lot this weekend because it was really rainy here, but I was thinking about my recent vacation to Florida. You know, I went to Disney World.
Yeah, I do. I know you went to Disney World. You did some things that I'm really jealous of, too.
That's right. I went to Star Wars Land and I piloted the Millennium Falcon. Basically a lifelong dream.
I mean, how can I top that story? I can't top that story.
Sorry.
I signed up for a drone race. That's not nearly
so
as cool.
No, I think that's really cool because you're going to be flying at the Air Force Museum in Dayton, right?
I am. It's going to be at the Museum of the United States Air Force in Dayton, Ohio, at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. It's got to be so much fun.
I'm going
to tell you guys all about that on a future episode. I promise.
I can't wait.
Not for today. We got some other things we need to get to today. And the first thing is we're going to give you a quick update on the FAA situation. I know that's been kind of the hot topic going around the hobby right now for very good reason. The first thing I want to do is make a slight correction from the last episode of AMA Air. We talked a little bit about the difference in the three categories of remote ID. And something that I had mentioned, I actually found out that I was completely wrong about, was with regard to FPV, how FPV wasn't going to be allowed under a couple of those scenarios, when in fact, visual line of sight would be satisfied by a spotter. So it is covered under those three scenarios. However, it's still, I mean, at the end of the day, this is still not good. Still not something that we want to go through. And we've got a whole host of communications that have gone out over the last week.
Oh, yeah.
We've had two episodes of the podcast that we've done with Tyler Dobbs, our government affairs director. Go check those out at modelaircraft.org/podcast. They're very informative, especially this most recent one. We went very in depth on how some of these things could really affect our hobby as it stands right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to get a more personal take on the situation, we have the View from HQ that is with our executive director, Chad Budrow, and you can submit your comments. He'll answer your questions. And it's a really great way to kind of personalize the AMA for you guys because, you know, it might seem kind of scary to send us an email and not know if it's going to get answered, but, you know, with Chad, he's so personable. He's so nice. He'll ask about your day and, you know, he really does care. And so, you know, that's modelaircraft.org/view from HQ. I really like tuning into that, actually.
Yeah, it's such I think it's a great thing he's doing with that View from HQ. So for folks that don't know, this is actually something that's hosted on Facebook. It's a video that gets posted every Wednesday by Chad directly to the AMA's Facebook page. But you don't have to be on Facebook to see it. As Claire said, modelaircraft.org/view from HQ. Where you can see every one of those videos. You don't have to be logged into Facebook at all. But the kind of the nice thing about being logged in and watching it on Facebook is the ability to submit your comments, as you said, and ask questions. Chad's been really good about kind of responding to those and answering questions as they come through. So be sure to go check that out. And of course, the big thing right now is submitting comments to the FAA's NPRM. We've got templates and information, all the information you guys are going to need to do that over at modelaircraft.org/gov. Go check that out. Go look at some of those templates that we've got there where you can massage and add your own stuff into it.
I totally love that about it because, you know, if you feel like, you know, you don't know what you want to say, we have, you know, a form letter for you guys, and you can edit it as much as you want. You can add to it. You can just, you know, voice your opinion, and that's all available right there at modelaircraft.org/gov.
Absolutely. So moving on, we talked a little bit about the IFLYAMA group before. We're going to talk a little bit more about it today because it's really something I think is just a really great resource for folks. And it's a really cool place to find stories from all over the country, from members all over the country, all over the world even in some cases, and kind of see what they're up to.
Yeah, absolutely. So this might seem like a little bit of a caveat, but what's your New Year's resolution?
So I'll be honest, my New Year's resolution is to fly more. I feel like I didn't get to fly as much last year as I wanted to. And so that's something I want to do more this year.
Well, you know what? You probably want to join the Spirits of St. Louis RC Flying Club because that's basically what they're doing. So the first day of this year, obviously January 1st, they held their 3rd annual Frozen Thumbs fly-in. And so they went out to their flying field and had a great first day of the year flying. And I think that's so cool. It's a way to start your year off right. And, I feel like I might need to amend my New Year's resolution because I've resolved to read 100 books this year. And I know that has nothing to do with flying. And I'm doing pretty good on that. So maybe if I finish early, I can fly more.
If you finish early, Claire, how far into reading 100 books are you right now?
I am 9%, which means I have read 9 books.
In 15 days.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on that. I think you're going to get done early, so maybe we can get you out on the flying field a little sooner.
I'm such an indoor kid.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you about one post that I saw. So there's a gentleman by the name of Bud Christensen who's been posting his video series that he's producing right now. It's actually a really cool, really interesting thing he's doing. He had a kit that he had acquired of a tiger moth. Mm-hmm. And he found that it wasn't quite as scale as he wanted it to be. So he's taking it upon himself to make some slight adjustments and turn it into something that's not even a tiger moth anymore, but he's turning it into a Stomp SV4.
Ooh,
so if you want to check that out, be sure to go. You can find his post on the IFLYAMA group. You can also see his YouTube channel at Bud's World of RC Stuff, which I think is a fabulous title.
That is an amazing name for his channel. So it's a build series, and I don't know about you, but I love videos like that. I love watching cooking videos or how to build a wall. I love all those kinds of things.
Well, it's just, you pick up so much.
Yeah.
You really do learn a lot about the process that, you watch somebody else go through the same process that you might go through.
Yeah.
You're going to see how maybe he does things a little differently.
And you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to pick up things left and right. So go check that out. Again, it's on the IFLYAMA Facebook group. You're going to want to check that out as soon as possible. If you haven't joined there yet, please go do so.
Absolutely. And if you want to see your story featured here on AMA Air, all you have to do is share it on IFLYAMA. Post your photos, post your videos, post some coverage if you had a really cool event, just like the Spirits of St. Louis Club did, and you might see it here.
If I see something really cool, I'm going to tell everybody about it, I swear.
Yeah, like not just on air, but like in real life.
I'm going to tell everybody. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to see a review video from Model Aviation contributor Fitz Walker.
Okay, Fitz Walker here with Model Aviation Magazine. And I'm about to fly the Mustache Model Works DH2 Beaver, 91-inch span, 20cc RCGF engine, and we'll give a little flight demonstration of what this model is capable of doing. So we got partial flaps, and we'll take off and have a go. She's up real quick. Engine's a little bit on the rough side, rich side that is. She's still relatively new and not fully broken in, so I kept her just a touch on the rich side, but you can see even so, she was up within about 10-15 feet or so. She's up and flying real nice. She does like a little touch of rudder in the turns. Over here. Nice full tick.
Well, props to Fitz for an excellent review. I don't know if you know Fitz Walker, but he is also one of the hosts of the RC Roundtable podcast. So we want to thank him for producing that video for us. You can see his full review in the February issue of Model Aviation magazine. It should be hitting doorsteps somewhere around the end of this month.
But if you absolutely cannot wait, the digital edition should be going live by the end of this week.
Yeah.
Also, props to him. Props. Get it?
Like that?
Yeah.
Well, coming up next, we're going to learn how you can get some money from the AMA for your event, your flying site, or even for some of the good deeds that you've done.
So we've got plenty of scholarship money out there just for the taking, and almost all of the deadlines are actually February 1st. So mark that on your calendar. We've given more than $1 million in the past, and this year we have $40,000 to award. Last year we handed out $50,000, and one of the scholarships is $1,000 for a current university student. It's called the Cooper Scholarship, and you have to be an AMA member for 36 consecutive months. So that's 3 years before you apply. So if you just joined, please wait 3 years, and then you can apply for the scholarship. And the link is going to be in the description right there for you guys.
Absolutely. And one of the other things, the deadlines are coming up, is for our Takeoff and Grow Grant, or TAG grant, as we like to call it.
A lot of people call it TAG grant.
Absolutely. If you don't know what a TAG grant is, it's essentially, it was developed to encourage members in clubs to promote modeling as a positive recreational activity, which is not a difficult thing to do.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
But the AMA will provide clubs with up to $1,000 in materials to assist in your event. And at the end of the event, you get to keep what you bought as a way of us saying thank you.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
But you can get a link in the description to where you can sign up for the Takeoff and Grow Grant.
So not only that, we also have the Flying Site Improvement Grant. And so this is one that I've seen a lot of people take advantage of. It provides funding for the AMA charter clubs that have made improvements or are making improvements to their flying sites. And a lot of times this is, your clubhouse might need a new coat of paint, or you want to improve your runway, for example, and we will contribute up to 25% of the total project cost, and no project's too small. So it starts at a minimum of $25 and up to $3,000. And so that's pretty good. You could do a lot for your club with that kind of money, I think. And, I think it's awesome. So,
it is. It's great. And something I think it's really important to point out is there are many years where this grant doesn't end up getting used to its full capacity because we get very few submissions for this. So if you have a club and you're on a flying site, go apply for this grant if you have things that you need to make improvements on.
Absolutely.
That money's there for you guys to use. So you can go to modelaircraft.org/site-grant and sign up for that grant right there.
For real, like if you're at your club and you're like, man, I hate this fence, and you've been complaining about this fence all year long, we can help you fix that fence.
Fix the fence. #fix the fence.
I love it.
Well, that's all we've got for this week's episode of AMA Air. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys being here.
Absolutely, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you can tune into future episodes.
Yeah, and hit that little notification bell too.
Yep.
Well, for Claire and everybody here at the AMA, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time on AMA Air.
Bye.